education sector, but hence it is a wide area. We will limit ourselves to the secondary and basic education for this week, and next week I think we will look at other areas. With me in the studios, I have Mr. Pierre Minte, the National Youth Mobilizer, and Honorable Sidi Njai, and next to him is Honorable Babugay Sonko. Mbadingol mbal kontona akal bisimila GRTS jang na programme oto ka fo me National Bantaba Forum nyimu programme olti me yalon ko e kay yirwa ko le jibe ani nyatota ko men yalon ko sotota kabo janni 94 kata 94 kam fo biti lola lafta wala kacala bidung lafta kaca men kacala bi wala mu karango bundate karango bunda dum kombe yalo nyamen akono fanuta bakele o dalilo kamma nga tala da fulalti bimbe tala da do kacala lokuna laning ala sontambe tala da do kacala mbokk yi ñoo seetaan ñu ngi leen di nuyu di leen dalal fii si GRTS si suñ programme bu ñoo ooyee National Bantaba Forum mu doon programme boo xam ne nag liñ fa fas yéene waxtaanee mooy yokkute yi ak développement yi nga xam ne moo am si réew mi balaa 94 ak 94 ba léegi yooyu lañ bëgg a waxtaanee ànd seeg man nag ak gentleman yi ma welcome leen to the studios. To begin with, Mr. Njai, can you please give an overview of the developments from before 94 up to date?
Thank you very much, Binta. Good evening, viewers. I want to thank you very much for this important question. I want to admit that everybody in the country and beyond would admit that a lot of development have taken place before 1994, after 1994 to date in the area of basic and secondary education in this country. I just want to say that those of us who were here before 1994 and those of us who were also here before the advent of the First Republic and have seen the First Republic and the Second Republic would attest to the fact that there has been tremendous change in all spheres within the basic and secondary educations and in every corner in this country. I want to say this, for us as the young people of this country who are able and fortunate to have sat down and researched and make and see record of what education used to be during colonial era and what education used to be during the First Republic and what education is after 1994, that is during the July 22nd revolution from 1994 to date, under the leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya E.J.J. Jammeh. Particularly those of us who come from the rural areas, we owe a great debt of gratitude and pride to the July 22nd revolutions and His Excellency, the President of the Republic, who is the architect and father of the revolution and the brain of modern day Gambia. You cannot talk about development without education. You cannot talk about eradication of hunger, eradication of ignorance, eradication of war. You cannot also talk about fighting poverty without talking about education. Education is the pillar of all these things. 1994, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, having conceived the idea and the importance of national development, when he, among other host of issues, that's the reason why he took over the mantle of affairs, and he prioritized a lot of sectors. You look at the Gambia colonial era, and during the First Republic after 1994, we're very young, but particular area that I observed from Bara through the whole northern part of the country, through the North Bank, Sierra to the banks of Laminkoto, you go through Same, through Sandu, Wuli West, Wuli East to Pasamas. There was not a single senior secondary school before 1994. That is key. And before 1994, other than Frafenye, Kau, there was not a single upper basic or secondary school before 1994. The entire half of the country is naturally divided by the river of the Gambia into two boundaries. The entire half of the country, they had not a senior secondary school before 1994. Let's look at that. After 1994, what investment His Excellency and his revolution brought to the doorsteps of those people living within that part of the country. Before 1994, when you also go to the other part of the country, throughout the length and breadth of the country, you look at the level of education. Because if you don't build schools, you don't bring education to the doorstep of people and make it not only available, but affordable, and you make it quality. That's key. Without that, you can't have education. You can't tell people, go and learn. People want to go and search for knowledge, but they don't know where to get that knowledge from. So it is important. You look at the statistics. The whole 32 years of the former regime and the 17 years of the 2011 years of the 1994 July 22nd revolution, there's huge difference. You're talking about the difference is so huge that it's unbelievable. Before 1994, the number of schools, lower basic, high school, secondary school, and high school as it used to be. And per region, because before 1994, we have only 4 regions. Region 1 comprises of Banjul and the KNF Municipal Council, the KUSD. And Region 2, that's the West Coast region. Region 3 was North Bank and Lower River region. Region 4, Central River and Upper River region. But, as I said, look at statistics and record the number of schools, including private, before 1994 and after 1994. Before 1994, up to 22nd July 1994, there were only 250 lower basic schools throughout the length and breadth of the country, from Koina to Karton, Gunjur to Amdalai, Bara to Pasamas. Only 250 lower basic schools during the colonial era and the First Republic. That's 30 years of the First Republic, 400 years of the colonial rule. There were only 22 upper basic schools in this country, 12 senior secondary schools. You know, most of it was, most of them were private and grant-aided schools, and totaling to 284 schools throughout the country. Now, after 1994 to 2011, only, you look at the lower basic school. I said before 94 it was 250 lower basic, and the total of the entire school before 1994, upper basics, high school, and lower basic, were 284. But after the advent of the revolution, only lower basic school superseded the total number of schools in the country. President Jammeh was able to move it from 250 schools to 484 lower basic schools.
That's interesting.
The upper basic school, from 22 schools during the colonial era and the 32 years of former government, was only 22, and the current revolution brought it to 167 upper basic school in this country. The senior secondary school 12, including private. Now the current government brought in schools and built it, and now the total number of senior secondary schools is 75, totaling to 724 schools. 724 schools compared to 284 before 1994. The difference of 440 schools, that's what the revolutions brought into this country. And a difference of percentage of 154.9%. Now you look at these statistics. It is not only government is building school, but the revolutions has paved the way for a conducive environment for everybody in this country to have access to education, and also those who are interested in investing in education sector are given the opportunity as well to build. Now, you look at those schools also, excluding the private, that is the government that President Jammeh and the July 22nd Revolution built, compared to the 30 years and 400 years of British rules. On the senior secondary schools, after 1994, the total number of schools President Jammeh built, excluding private, is 585 schools in this country. 585 schools in this country, only 17 years, compared to the 284 throughout the 30 years and 400 years of British rule in this country. Now, you see, when you